Hello, Victor here again at restoringmercedes.com. So we're doing this soft top, and this part is going to be +1. It's not going to be like something major. It's about to glue the rear section here and the window tension over here. So now, previous video I showed how I just glued everything around without these sections glued in, and I glued them in. Yes, it's late at night, but you know me, I always work late at night until I drop, so I'm almost like a robot. Now some glue bled through, yes, and that I would probably want to clean off, but I want the glue to set before I would do that. Now the center line between the tops here, it's pretty much right there in the middle. That's fine. Now that hole that you see, that's the puncture line that I made so I can start cutting the excess material, because I have to cut the extra material so I can install a rubber seal that has to be in there. And the top manufacturer, whoever made this top, they did really pretty good job, because when I glued this portion over, it's about to be perfect, which is actually pretty nice. I still have to trim couple of millimeters, not centimeters or inches or whatever, like millimeters, just so the seal gets in there and gets nice and tight, because this material right here was trimmed already, just cut off, as you can see it right here, and just align with the frame. So that's what I do. That's what I did already. I also trimmed off some of this material here. You know, remember this material right here, so I trimmed that off, but I'm still not super straight, so I'm going to actually leave this later for the later time, because this particular flap not supposed to be tight. It's supposed to be loose. The purpose of this flap is to cover the cables. All right, so this flap's supposed to be just there, but it's not carrying any loads or anything like that, so it doesn't matter really for that flap. Now I show the center line. So let's do the roof operation real quick, because we don't need this anymore. And let's see how the stitching come along. Put the ignition and close the roof. Now let's take a look at what it looks like outside. So here we're pretty fine, and here we are pretty fine too. Very nice. And again, I'm still overcompensating for the extra stretch. Like this is going to be stretched further up, about this much, like a quarter inch or so. As you can see, I can put my finger in there. So, but as you remember in previous videos, this line would not be like touching the paint. Now it is, but again, I don't want this paint to be touched too much, because I don't want it to be scratched up. So how about we're going to do another experiment, and actually I never tried this yet, so let's do it right now. One second. I want to know the pressure points on the paint. That's what I want to know. I really do not want the material to really scratch the paint. So let's see now. We're going to put the masking tape over the area that is mostly to be a suspect of the scratch in here. So I'm going to put this top down, and then, as a matter of fact, actually, I'm going to undo. Yeah, well, I have to have a little bit of glue to keep the tape. This is the glued side, right? Glued side of the tape. All right, now we're going to close the roof and open the roof again. Okay, so the roof is closed. The line over here is touching, the tape is touching the roof line, the end of the roof, and I want to see how much it lifts up, right? So I want to know the pressure points, because I don't want no particles to get trapped and scratch the paint, because it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. But the less pressure you have down under on the paint and the end of the roof, the better for the paint to survive. Because I've seen cars where it's just like literally the paint is missing because there's so much tension, and the paint is just like being scratched away and it's bare metal. Yes, I've seen that. Well, it is what it is. All right, let's see what happens now. As you can see, it was minimal contact because it didn't pull this up, and that is what I like. That's good. That is good. I mean, it's like, I guess I'm getting into this way too deep, but at the end of the day, it's like you want the job done right. So you want this thing to be done to the best of your ability and to be as good as it can be done. And this window is already stretching nice, and like I said, this line is pretty nice. There's gonna be a seal underneath, but hydraulics are gonna pull it down. And I also have a play with hydraulic cylinders. I can move hydraulic cylinders if I need to go down or up, whatever. So I have a little bit of a play there. I have a little bit of an adjustment over here, which I'm not trying to do any of these adjustments. I'm trying to get this thing done the way that no adjustments are needed. The cables over here, they were like absolutely loose. I tightened them up at the end, yes, but before I put this portion over, I'm going to loosen these up again, because the front portion, like I said, is way too stretched out. As you can see, there is a gap here. So for that very reason, I'm going to loosen these cables. The cables, side cables here, these are loose. All right, so, and then when everything is set and done, then we're going to go for the cable tightening. So the lines, again, this is not up to me, the way this one looks like, but what's up to me is the fold. That what's up to me. This is how it's supposed to be even, right? And same here, but this one right here, because the bar is here, the metal piece that goes over to tighten up the actual window. To be honest with you, if somebody would come over and they will be like, well, this top is a replacement top and this is how it looks, and this is you know, it's been done whenever, like whatever, whenever. And whoever did this, I would say that the rear section is excellent. Yes, I mean, you know, it's just like the way it looks like it comes along very, very nicely. So like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going to say which company did this stuff. All of this is going to stretch out. I'm going to have to wash the stop. I mean, I know, yes. And I also have to figure out the fold, which is easy because it's like, oops, and there will be no fold. I just have to stretch it nicer, and but doesn't matter. This is like easy. My problem was here, and I'm gonna have to trim the other side, and I'm not keeping this top under tension overnight because I want the glue to set. Let the glue set up. I'm just going to trim the other excess area from here over, and these things are like whatever. They, like I said, no structural loads. We have some structural load over here, but we have the, I mean, I explained it in previous videos already. It doesn't matter. So this is where we are, and this video is about this portion and this portion, these two glued in, and the end of the roof touching the paint, how much it's rubbing against the paint, minimal rub, and I like that because it's not going to create any damages. All right, so I'll continue working, and this is basically all. This is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.